Welcome back to FSD Drive. Today we are doing parking garage testing of version 14.1.4. So we are pulling up right now to what should be a pretty busy parking garage. This is the transit center garage for people who use the trains. It's 5:45, so I'm expecting there to be quite a few people leaving. FSD is in standard. It's set to parking garage, and we're in a 25 Model 3 with hardware 4. Like I said, version 14.1.4. So I have navigated to this parking garage officially in the navigation. Let's see what it does. This is kind of an interesting parking garage. Wow. Cool. Already not off to a great start. This is an interesting lot because there's a lot of options for parking, and it's sort of like maybe like a double H parking garage. There's 2 entrances, a lot of levels. Technically, this would be big brain if it could figure this out. The train is on that side, so theoretically you want to park as close to that side as possible. All right, we're going up a level. I actually agree with that braking there. It really looked like she was just gonna kind of walk out. Obviously, we have driven past so many parking spots. We don't need to stop here, technically. I mean, it's stop is written, but like no one stops there. This is interesting to me. I'm kind of surprised that it's still looking, because like, what is it looking for? There's so many spots. But I'm in no rush. We'll see what it does. I think what I also might do is, if we ever decide to park, then I will exit the lot or exit the garage using FSD, and I might just do this a couple of times and see what it does. So I guess it's just bringing us up. This I've actually kind of lost track of what level we're on, but I think this is actually platform level now. This is interesting. Honestly, this is not a great showing, right? Like, for one, now we're over the center line. 2, I would obviously have just given up and parked over and over and over at this point. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? When I actually was coming over here, I was thinking to myself, maybe there's not going to be any spots, and we're just going to be driving around looking for a spot. And I feel like now we've got an infinite number of spots. Is FSD paralyzed with choice? I don't know. What are we doing? So now stop is okay. So I was gonna say stop was written there on the ground, which it's not a stop sign, but we stopped at the first one. Oh. Okay. So now this is funny because we're probably going to need to pull forward, but now there's a person. What are we doing? What are we doing? I felt like it wanted to go that way. I don't know if it got scared off because of that person. Also, like, there's so many spots available, and it picked one between two cars, which I guess is fine, but so we're now getting further away from the platform, and we're getting higher up for obviously no reason at all. Actually, no, we're on the same level. This is our second loop through. I kind of forgot which level we were on. There's that car held together with tape again. Okay, so now we've been here before. So, well, the problem is there's not any spots, right? There's not any spots, and it doesn't know where to go. So now we're going to go up another level because we need to find a spot. The weird thing, as we continue to look for an available spot, because obviously there aren't any, the part about FSD, which is so interesting to me, is I used it this past weekend, and I went to the Olympics, like a 2-hour drive, and I used version 14. almost the entire way, and it was borderline flawless. On the highway, the highway performance is really, really good. Actually, it feels even better than 13. And the truth is, and you're probably watching thinking to yourself if you're still watching this, oh, like what a weird choice. What a weird choice. This is honestly such a poor showing. I'm sorry. Oh, we're going into that one? And now there's a person coming. So FSD is going to wait for them, which is good. What was that? That was wild. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, so after that incredibly poor performance, I've set a nav destination just to get us out of the garage. You may now notice I now have a poor GPS location accuracy. That is a function of being in the garage. Exit is to the left. I highly doubt it knows that. Yeah. Now, there are exits to the right if we just continue to go down, but now we're not going to go down anymore. I think what I was saying was that FSD is interesting because so often it does just such a great job, but man, it still has these deficiencies where, like, I guarantee you someone is testing this in a parking garage and they're having great success with it. But other times, it just completely falls apart, right? Okay, so we now need to go, obviously, to the left, but then again to the left. So we now need to go to the left. If it doesn't get this left, I'm just going to manually do it, just so we're not in this lot all day. Okay, so that... oh, what are we doing, FSD? So that was really frustrating, too, because that oncoming car was clearly waiting for us. And then FSD just canceled the turn last minute for some reason. I feel like we're going to be stuck in this garage for a while if I don't intervene. So we need to make a left here. I will force it to do it if it doesn't. Okay. Good. Thing is, I don't know if it can read signs in terms of exit, right? Can it read that? So we need to go to the right. I'm going to manually do to the right, and it canceled it. I'm going to manually do to the right again. So I will manually just make these adjustments. Wow, what a poor showing. And it's funny too, because my experiences with FSD overall are actually really good. But not always. Good. See, what level are we on? We might have a left exit too, depending on the level we're on. No, I think we're one too low. So now I need to so I went to the right and it canceled it. I'm going to the right again, and it seems like it's accepting that. There's our exit. No, we need to go straight. Which is interesting because navigation clearly understands that we need to go straight. All right, so that was terrible. I don't think there's any way to say that other than that was terrible. Let me manually drive here for a sec, and we'll give that another go. All right, round 2. This is the same side that I came in the first time. I doubt FSD is learning things that quickly, but for what it's worth, this is the same time. As you can see, this garage is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so floors on this side. I think it's fewer floors on the other side. Coming in pretty slowly, which I suppose is fine. Signal on to the left. which is fine. We can go this way. I mean, there's multiple paths to victory here. And FSD found the one path to failure last time. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was so much better. That's fine. Weird. Let's do it again. So now, just outside of here is a parking lot, and I manually selected that on the map. Interestingly, FSD automatically actually selected, it cuts it closer than I would. FSD automatically selected parking lot, so good. Don't need to stop there, but fine. I guess I can't complain if it's extra safe, especially in a parking lot. We are in standard mode. I'm just keeping it in standard mode for all of this. I think that's the most fair. Okay, there's spots available in this lot. Plenty of spots available. So we'll see what it does. So I think the spot that I selected was just a little bit over here, for what it's worth. So this is probably close to what I selected. Couple spots up here on the left, one on the right, it looks like. Any of these would be great. The part about FSD that really catches me off is if I just manually select a spot and have it auto park, it's perfect every time, right? But it's something about FSD. FSD struggles to pick a spot, to select a spot. That seems to be one of the biggest challenges that it has. I don't know how far away we want it to be, but I'm going to call that. That was a little weird. Okay. I selected the garage as a destination. Automatically, again, it selected parking garage. So there's a little bit of logic there. I don't know how it's evaluating that. Obviously, this is called a parking garage in Google Maps. And the surface lot, maybe it's just using computer vision to detect that it looks like a lot on the satellite view. So we do have an actual stop sign here, and then we'll be making a tight left. This is an interesting one. There's not a lot of visibility to our left, and then traffic to our right. Okay, looks like they're turning. So it's not really clear. If I were FSD, I would move up just a little bit to peak, but it is hard to get a view. Yeah, that was fair. I actually don't mind that brake stab. That's, I think, exactly what a human driver would have done too. It pulled forward to see if there was a car, and it looked like it was clear. Like I would have gone, and then at the very last second, it wasn't. So I don't mind that brake stab. It looks clear right now. Yep. On camera, you might have seen that brake stab and thought that was like a 14 thing, because 14 is a little bit brake stabby, but I think any human driver would have done that too. Sometimes you just pull ahead because it looks clear, and then at the last second, it's not. Okay, we're hanging a left again, it looks like. Nope. See, I'm not going to fault it for not knowing what side of the parking garage to take. Yeah, see, this is perfect. This is what it should have done the first time. So what happened on that first go? I don't know. Let's go back to the lot. Let's just do it again. Let's just take little laps. Let's go over here this time. So again, I don't know if you saw it on camera, it said park for a second there, and then it changed to parking lot. So it is detecting a parking lot somehow. So we do have a couple cars behind us now. I doubt they're going to turn into this parking lot. But if they do and FSD starts behaving badly, then I'll just take over. I'm not going to bother someone for my little tests. Person up ahead. FSD sees them. So I think over here now to the left is, yeah, this is the pin I picked. Are there any spots? I think I see one spot, but I wouldn't mind if FSD just takes another one. I don't need it to park right here. Yeah, there's a couple. Is it gonna, okay, that wasn't a spot. Okay, it looks like it's gonna take that spot behind us, which is fair. That's probably the one I would have taken too. I think it should have pulled up further. No, it'll make the turn though. That curb, or the little bollard thing kind of threw it off last time. But see, this is the thing. Like, FSD will always self-park perfectly. Like, if I'm driving and I just manually select a spot, it'll always self-park perfectly. So I'm not sure why it had such a panic getting into the garage. Should we do it again? There we go. Let's do it one more time. See what happens. So it says, yeah, it just goes to parking garage right away. I've never seen it look red like that. Okay. There was a car coming to our right, and FSD went, and it was clear. Or, sorry, I mean, there was a car coming, and FSD thought it was clear, and then it really decided to wait at the last second for that car. Oh, we were just coming to that full... I don't know what that was there. It was fine, it was safe, but it wasn't the smoothest, it wasn't the most comfortable. All right, let's see how we do again. So the thing is, like, I don't expect it to know which side of the parking garage to be on. Honestly, as much as I would prefer it just take a spot that has a ton of open spots, I don't even mind it if it pulls in between two cars. I just want it to pick a spot. And again, it looks like it's going to do a perfect job here. Yeah. So weird. Let's get us back to this parking spot one more time. And we'll call this our test and we'll see how it does. Really interesting performance, right? Obviously such a terrible job the first time. And then a perfectly good job the second time. See, I wish... I was just about to say, like, oh, what? Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I just don't know why it doesn't back out more. It seems like it backs out to just the minimum amount necessary. And then it turns the wheel fully all the way. And then it gets nervous that it's getting close to the car. It's like, well, if you just backed out just a little more, it would be a lot easier. That felt like a faster acceleration, which was fine, but... Is it just in my head, or does it feel like we're doing this drive faster? Like, it would be a crazy statement, right? To say that it learned this route. Would that be weird? We just made that route so much faster. Interesting. I don't know if I'm imagining that. So I think it's going to have to take a left here. All those spots are now full, which is interesting, actually. Yeah, this is fine. Wish we were a little more straight in this. Yeah. What spot's it gonna take? Yeah, I'm gonna manually pull in. There was a car coming to my right, and I don't think FSD... I mean, they were... Yeah, FSD wanted that spot. That's the spot I'm pretty sure FSD was going for. And the car that pulled in behind us was... Yeah, see, let me do this. Like, if I just do this, FSD will park it perfectly, I bet. Because it can do this every single time perfectly. And yet, for some reason, the FSD side of things, that was not great. Thanks for joining me on today's FSD drive. I think I'm going to go play around in a parking lot. So if you want to subscribe and come back for more, give this a thumbs up. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.